Hey, this is Ross Bain with Roleplay Public Radio. We're playing Blades in the Dark, The Blind Eyes, episode 20. The Blind Eyes in the last episode went into the refinery, an offshore refinery run by the Leviathan Hunters. Refinery number 4, by the way, which a secret experimental project was underway. And they spied on the Leviathan Hunters and learned the details of their evil plan, which was to, transform the demons into, Leviathans so they could factory farm them. And, of course, this would have to, and by this they would dominate the industry of Duskvol, then turn Duskvol into a factory town where everyone mined and harvested and refined the flesh of gigantic monsters. Well, for the rest of time. Yeah.
Everyone knows only ocean harvested leviathans are ethical.
Well, those are rapidly going away. Apparently, they're being over hunted. So
yeah, or they're just getting good at hiding. I remind you, these are demon whales.
Mm-hmm.
I love a villain's plan who is just like, what if the cove but a city? Like. What if it was just the screams of dying ocean mammals as far as the ear could hear? Like, no, thank you.
Well, Leviathan
are demons mammals? I feel like they might be a new kingdom.
Well, Leviathan flesh is very warm.
Hey, man, either way, NIMBY, okay? No, thank you.
I mean, I concur.
Yeah, if you're a coal miner, you just want to get more coal. Why would you retrain for a different job? So if you're a demon whale hunter, and the demon whales are disappearing, let's just farm them. That's a solution. So
look, when all you have is ectoplasmic rendered demon whale flesh, everything looks like something that can be powered with ectoplasmic demon whale flesh.
They also made the Blind Eyes also made an ally, Luminos, a fire demon, who's quite weak right now, but is eager to help and to stop Inkblood, because Inkblood had captured him, and he didn't like that. So he's definitely motivated by revenge. Tiny little flame demon, at least right. Well, probably, I don't know. We'll deal with that actually pretty soon. But also Audra has returned from an odyssey, which we will not regale the details of, but Audra has learned a few things about the seals currently holding the nest of demons at the bottom of the harbor. Particularly, there are 2 ways to break the seals. The seal is actually a physical object. It is a big circular stone seal at the bottom of the harbor. Magically enchanted, so it's immune to conventional weapons, so you can't just drill through it or anything. But there are 2 methods, in brief, and Audra can choose to reveal this or not, but Audra knows the first method is seemingly impossible. The seal must be dry and exposed to the sky. Thereafter, a ritual can summon sunlight, which will shatter the seal. But Audra does not know this ritual, but any demon can perform the ritual, and perhaps others can. So that how could you even do that? It's under 100 feet of water. The second is easier and, a bit messier. There is a forgotten god. Not entirely forgotten, because some people still know its name. That which hungers. And it has the power to shatter the seal through a special ritual. First, you prepare a special shroud made of human skin, and then you place it above the seal. Then you that shroud is a sacrifice to that which hungers. So another ritual will call forth a summoned horror to claim the sacrifice and everything around it, including the seal.
Mm-hmm. Sounds a little Silent Hilly in our process.
But more tuned to our skill set.
So wait, the options are
part the sea and blast the seal with sunlight summoned by a demon, or
does that seal it or open it?
Those are open. Those are the ways they open it. So these are probably
Okay.
both the Leviathan Hunters and Satara probably are invested in using those plans. So
Okay.
now, obviously, you cannot.
Because I was going to say, I want neither of those things to happen.
Right.
If we're talking about what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah. So figuring out a solution to this problem is obviously somehow neutralizing the nest of demons so that neither faction can use them, which involves the Forgotten Prisoner. So the Forgotten Prisoner, we can deal with this, at any point, but you can explain this to the Forgotten Prisoner. Perhaps she can provide an answer. So
where are we?
Right now, I would say you've made it back to your lair. The talk is clicking, certainly, on the Leviathan Hunters realize you betrayed them. The gang war between the Silver Nails and Skurlock has intensified. The streets are unsafe. Now it doesn't even matter how it got started. Both sides are in it to win it. So there's just a lot of shankings and stabbings and fire bombings. And they're recruiting allies. And
another day in Duskvol.
Well, it's not every day you have a big gang war with two powerful factions fighting to the death.
Is it though?
Yeah. Most of the factions are pretty self-interested in gang wars to the death aren't really that profitable. So this is unusual for Duskvol to have a gang war of this intensity. Not unheard of, but certainly not an everyday occasion. So
well, whoever instigated that should feel very bad about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Audra, you have returned.
I'm back. How long was I gone?
I am sorry for whatever I said or did to upset you. I did not mean for you to leave with Magic Lady.
It's not your fault. I wanted to. Well,
okay. I did. I took care of place in your absence. Look, we've done many jobs.
I'm busy.
Yes, the city is on fire. And then we will become gods, I guess? I don't know how magic seal thing works. Anyway, I have a demon, too, because I've become powerful wizard to take over your jobs. Yeah. But I take care of place in your absence.
No, you've done great.
Thank you.
You certainly didn't flake in this job.
She is back. Yay. This is good pun. Never heard that one before. Yay. All right. Flake's happy. The family's back together. Except for Mr. Salty. He wants to know when he moves back in. Yeah.
Well, he's out on another bender. He's been doing a lot of those lately.
Yeah.
So, in terms of options, now that you know the truth of what the Leviathan Hunter's up to, and you also know what Skurlock is going to try and do, you could try to thwart either side, although that would antagonize them further.
Guys, I just want to throw out here, we could try being the villains, because at this point, Soul Engine Grey Goo sounds too good for this place.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You need to secure the Soul Engine. Now, you did develop an asset to hide it, so you have a place to take it that will be secure. As secure as anything in the city can be. But now you need to get it. You need to actually, that's probably a good idea, because sooner or later, one of the sides will find it simply because the city's being torn up.
Yes, first thing first is achieve God Machine. So we go do this, and then it will all come together afterwards somehow.
Mm-hmm. So to remind you, the Soul Engine is about the size of a train engine, and it's built into a tower called the Crow's Nest, which is in the neighborhood of Crow's Foot. Now, the Crow's Nest is a Bluecoat tower, so it is probably, especially now, pretty active site. There's probably a lot of Bluecoats using it as a place of to conduct patrol, a base of operations to try and resecure Crow's Foot. I would say probably the only district in Duskvol that has been untouched by the gang war is, of course, White Crown. Was it? Wait, is it right? Yeah, White Crown. And of course, they have heavier security, so no one can go in or out without papers.
But the Soul Engine isn't located there, is it?
No, it's in Crowsfoot, which is a crossroads. It's sort of what qualifies as a middle class neighborhood in Duskvol. It's basically in the middle of the city.
Fire. Okay.
Yeah. It's in the middle of the city, so south of your position, south of it's actually directly south of the docks.
Does it have? So it has like canal access or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, multiple canals. Crow's Nest is in the middle of it, so it's not next to the dock. It's as far inland as you can get in.
So we should get a barge. We should load the machine on it.
Okay.
And we should book out of there, Ocean's 12 style, and stash it someplace else.
Yeah, well, you have the place to stash it because you did get that asset, but now you would need to get a barge because certainly neither of your boats would be big enough to carry it.
Yeah, it'd be an actual smuggling operation, which we've never done before.
You have done multiple smuggling operations.
Have we, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
There have been 19 goddamn.
It's been so long.
Yeah. You also smuggled shit out of the city to make your fake Soul Engine.
Yeah.
That was recent, but
Yeah, Audra, by the way, we have a little bit of cover in that the Leviathan Hunters think a gag box that we built that may also be a time machine accidentally is the actual Soul Engine, and it's stored way out in the Ghostlands.
So we have a city on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that happened. Somebody put me on that one. It's an accidental time machine?
Yep.
Yes, but it is a distraction for the job we do now.
Yeah, but if it's a real time machine, it's a pretty big distraction, right?
Well, they closed.
This is just something Salvage say. You know how Salvage say things. He say a time machine. I am powerful wizard. I would know if it was time machine.
No.
Sure you checked.
Just popping over a corner right now. This is no way blaming me right now. You mess this one up. So.
He called it lament configuration. What does that even mean? Puzzle box. This is insane.
Bad things happen.
I don't know. You just make up words. It's nonsense. So anyway, city on fire, puzzle box ticking, and nightmare scenario incoming, and we still got machine and we'd be fine.
Mm-hmm. So
great, piece of cake.
Yeah. So y'all can do gather information checks before you figure out how you want to steal it. Yeah, Vimes, do you want to figure something out? Do you want to do a little research? Things obviously are going to be more difficult in general because the city's on a curfew. All the
fires.
Yeah, because of the fires and the riots and the fightings and the stabbings. They're trying to quell all the violence. Stop all the downloading. And by downloading I mean murder. So it depends on what your approach. Well, does anybody have an idea of what they want to figure out or research before you pick your angle for the job?
I would like to prowl to go see if there's a barge I could steal.
Okay, yeah. You're in the right place to do it, the docks. So, I'll give that controlled.
Sorry, copying and pasting.
Yep.
And no.
All right. You do not see an angle to safely check out them. The sailors and Leviathan Hunters and other factions that work on the boats have organized their own patrols and checkpoints. So you can try again. You don't see a safe way of doing it. So you can try again, but this time would be risky. If you get a partial, you'll be spotted. And you'll have to do something to avoid getting shot or grabbed.
Okay, I will try and jump around on the wharf poles of destroyed docks to get around their checkpoints, I guess.
Yeah, finesse.
Sounds like it would be risky.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's finesse. Damn.
Well, I mean, oh no, you can use patrols as well. Sorry.
Prowl.
Yeah.
But crashing ink surf, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Partial.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so you do see a barge. It is one used for like industrial food moving to like other distant cities and that kind of thing. So like, but it's a long flat barge that would definitely be big enough for the Soul Engine and then some. It's currently empty right now, so it'd be perfect. But you do get spotted after you see that, and a man in a rifle yells at you to get on down from here. Tell me, get your hands up.
Like from the shore?
Well, you had to get close enough to see it, so you did.
Okay.
So you got spotted. He's he's a ways off, so he can see you. But so you can risk running away, or you can risk prowl to hide. There is plenty of other places for you to move.
I would like to hide, I guess.
Okay.
From the man shooting me.
Oh no.
Perhaps. And already.
Nice spot.
You son of a bitch.
Nice spot.
It's like Saturday.
Yeah.
We spoke ill of
you're
it, and it knows.
You're just the worst.
Man.
Father, it is getting cold.
Dream of rolls gone by.
255.
Okay. With a 5, I'll say they get a description of you, so you get +1 heat, but that's it.
Okay, so I found a barge we can steal.
All right.
That's my contribution.
All right.
Go get him, team.
Does oh,
I would like to go carouse, generally speaking, and find out like how solid is the security team at Crow's Nest or whatever non-Crow's Foot Crow thing. Sorry, I blanked on it.
Yeah, the Crow's Nest is in Crow's Foot, and Crow's Nest is where the building that the Soul Engine is inside of.
Right, I thought it was the Crow's Nest. So yeah, essentially,
okay.
I just want to understand if there's a best time of day to get after it.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
I can tell lies about that.
You can tell lies about that. So yeah, I will say partials will also raise heat because you're asking suspicious questions. Like you guys are going to generate a lot, right? Everyone's super suspicious. So
okay, I'm going to proceed with the Google roll because this seems to be. So I got a 6, proof inbound.
A 6, okay. All right. Well, you avoid raising suspicion. It appears that there are 2 times that it's best. One is right before the ammo delivery, because the ammo deliveries are at their lowest. They've been firing a lot of rounds as warnings, and they have salt, pepper, and that kind of thing. And you have a regular schedule of that. So if you do that, they're definitely going to be like at their lowest in terms of supplies and morale. Because they actually just when their supplies show up. So right before then. Then the other time is if you can they have their own system for designating alarms. And basically, if you get 4 or more threats in there, that's bad because that's when they call reinforcements. If you get 1 threat, they can deal with that. 2 threats, and if you can get exactly 3 threats scattered throughout Crow's Foot, they will be at their thinnest. Like they'll be spread out the most and have the least ability to respond to a threat at Crow's Nest. So if you can get 3 threats, then they'll be spread out, but they won't be calling reinforcements.
So I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking what we actually want to do is great stage robbery, their resupply, and just impersonate
Yeah, you could definitely do that. So building on that, Salvage, do you want to find out more about the resupply particulars, or do you want to figure something else out, like the stuff about the barge?
I'm trying to think at least if I'm trying the resupply lines, I'm assuming that would be probably a survey, or could I figure out a way to where we could sabotage that, basically do enough to create a distraction?
Actually, it'd be more study. Well, I mean, study would be safer. Survey would get you better information, though, but that would actually be staking out things and watching them.
Okay. So that, or if I could possibly, well, I probably wouldn't be able to take anything from there or sabotage it without at least surveying it first. So, I'll go ahead and do a general survey and push myself a little bit.
That's going. I imagine that's you going out and staking it out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's going to be controlled again, but if you fail or get a partial, you won't be able to get. Well, if you fail, you won't get any information because you can't find a good place. Because again, riots. If you get a partial, you get very bad information, but you can push yourself to go further for a risky roll. So
okay. I'm going to go ahead and push myself ahead to make sure I get at least a second dice on this.
Yeah, you can burn that stress.
Since this is needed, and I'm more stressed out by thinking about the Grey Goose scenario that has been pushed before and I don't really trust.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be clear, you shouldn't trust it. You should just trust everything else less.
No!
Okay, so...
but I do have a partial.
With a partial... let's see, places to... So you're trying to figure out where to ambush it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you're not able to get close to where it comes out of the Blue Coat Station. Basically, it's coming from another district, so it is coming from Charter Hall, which is actually sort of this headquarters, I think, or where the Blue Coat have a large presence there. So you can't get close to that building, so you don't know where you would be able to ambush it there, but you do see that they're very vulnerable right after they get into Crowsfoot as they pass the bridge. They turn a corner and they're out of sight of the Charter Hall snipers across the channel, but that's the farthest away that they'll be out of sight of Charter Hall. That's sort of like the window of opportunity. Only they won't have cover or overwatch from any other Blue Coats. You'll just have to deal with the people in the supply carriage, which is a driver, guy riding shotgun, two in the back, or two on the back of the carriage. And there might be one person in the carriage, but you can't see because you didn't get close to the thing. You don't see how it's loaded, but you imagine it's probably fully loaded because if they have a person in there, that's the supplies to deliver. They'll be taken down for that. But any other place along the route, there would be overwatch from station Blue Coats, on Charter Hall or in Crowsfoot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll at least get that. Depends on how many people we have to take out at this point because I don't.
That's the only place where you get down just to the people in the carriage.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other, and that's only like about a 2 minute. Well, it's only in that, like turning that corner, on that particular part of street. It's only like that for about 2 minutes. So, if you stop it in that 2 minute window, then you just deal with the 4, and nobody else has eyes on it. So,
okay.
Assuming there's no roving patrols. Like, which there might be, but that's highly variable. So,
though, another way to possibly get in on that is if I can hide myself well enough, I guess, around the carriage, because I'm assuming this is horse drawn, or is this is ghost powered? Okay,
it's horse drawn.
Okay, if I could find a good player to hide or a sewer grate to get myself under, I could use the phase harness to try to get in there without being noticed.
And then how do the rest of us take over the carriage?
Yeah, it's not getting inside the carriage. It's like taking over and swapping out them is the problem. So, and also you don't want to phase into something that's basically solid. If that carriage is filled up entirely with supplies, well, it's either it's going to be filled up with supplies and or a dude. Well, and possibly a dude. So like, there's not going to be a place for you to. There's not going to be an empty space for you to phase into.
True, and that's the only thing I was kind of hoping to know if we knew someone is in there, because then I could say phase in, knock the guy out. Hey guys, we need to take a turn. Something's wrong, and then everybody else gets on there. But that's
I mean, you could use the phase harness to phase through a wall of a nearby building or something, and then like basically be able to point blank shoot a dude, like the driver. That would give you the drop on at least one of them, so you get that shot off at least, and then the other three, and then assuming you're well coordinated, the other three could be taken down by the others. But yeah,
okay, so that possible plan then.
Let's see here. So Audra, what do you want to figure out before you figure out your plan?
I mean, if people want me to do things specifically related to charisma stuff, I can. But
you could try and also figure out more about like.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my plan. Is like I gotta know more about this.
Okay.
We Hungers, I guess.
You could just talk to the forgotten prisoner.
Okay.
Do you like the most obvious thing is for you to tell the forgotten prisoner what you've learned and ask if they have any ideas.
Forgotten prisoner should know forgotten god.
So the you tell the prisoner what you've learned. Well, I do know of the ritual of sunlight. I do know it is a song of rage and mourning at what the world has become. The only way there is no way to reseal, to recreate, or make a more powerful seal than has already been built. The only way to stop the demons is to free them. I think if I am there when the demons are released, I can convince them not to destroy Duskvol, and in exchange for their freedom to try to undo some of the damage that has been done. I think we thought that many years ago when this happened, when the cataclysm happened, that the entire world by now that all life would have ended. The fact that life has continued, that mortals still strive and toil and love and lose and create art, should give them some hope that in spite of everything, there is still something instead of nothing. I think I can at least, I do not know what they will do, but I'm sure that I can keep them from destroying Duskvol. Perhaps they will leave to brood and do something else somewhere else, but they will not be turned in. They will certainly be thankful enough to not be turned into leviathans to be farmed.
Okay, but
Luminos,
I think we want to try to stop that from even happening. So,
well,
how would they even begin to expose the seal to the sky?
Oh, well, this soul engine. This is actually reminds me. We had machines like that back then. We would build and undo things like you could simply create sort of like a dam, but all around the seal. You could simply, there's no limit to what you can build with such a machine. If it is how I think it is, you could easily create, you could drain out the harbor. Either one, the soul engine could be, if you put it to such a task, no matter how impossible it seems to you, it would do something. It would need fuel, of course, but, that could it could easily create a physical barrier to dry out the land around the seal. I mean, it is only perhaps 12 feet across, so the seal.
Okay.
I mean,
right.
So,
the tiniest little bay.
The tiniest, yes.
What about that which hungered?
Well, that's it. I mean, it can only be called. It cannot come into this world unless invited. and it grants powers to those who feed it. So obviously it could use its power to break a seal. It is very powerful, and it grows more powerful as it hungers, and it's probably not been fed in a very long time. So it is undoubtedly very powerful. So it is merely a blunt instrument to break a immovable object. Unstoppable force meets immovable object, I suppose. So this is simply a way to remove any sort of barrier that gets in your way. So if it's not called, if it is not summoned, it has no threat. So but I mean, if these two factions sound like they will keep trying until one of them succeeds or until they are destroyed. So if I do not know. You are the ones in charge, but I'm sure I could prevent the demons from destroying everything if I can talk to them after they are released.
Okay.
But I must be there when they are released.
I understand. And I think we've already probably read, but if sunlight shatters and opens, there's no opposite cliche. Starlight locks it forever.
No.
Type count.
I think I mean, not that I know of, but I was not a master sealer. I mean, the demons know more about how they are sealed and freed than I am. Perhaps Luminos would know.
Okay. Well, I'm not allowed to say thank you.
All right. So, that conversation takes a while because it's there's a lot to go over. But that's the summary of it. So you've made some progress. So let's figure out this. You're stealing a barge and you're stealing a soul engine to sneak it away. You're definitely dealing with the blue coats. It's a higher tier organization. It's definitely risky and daring. And some of their weaknesses. So I'll give you 3d6 for this. Yep. Let's see how Dicebot's thinking now. Controlled for your first roll, because I guess Dicebot is trying to be nice now.
He knows what he did.
All right, so it's sort of a two-part plan. Well, the plan is transporting, so because you're
right.
So
before we dive in completely. So I'm all down. Obviously, it was my own plan for the ambush to the caravan part. But recall, if you will, the other thing we turned up that if we could keep a certain number, the first three threats rather, will help us out without harming us. I am wondering, Flake, if you are perchance someone who before we stage the ambush proper could help us come up with some threats.
You want me hurt people?
In the more superficial kind of way. I just feel like you're very good at being threatening. Actually, I feel like maybe this is a collective project. Maybe, 2 teams of 2, we each try to come up with 1 threat each, because to be honest, I don't want to do 3, because as soon as we do 3, then the 4th one will come along for free, and then we'll have a problem. So how about that? Shall we just sort of freestyle a threat or 2?
So we are making more deadly distractions for blue coats?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I talked to you about it, because
this I can do. I plan to do this already. Yes, if you want to say it explicit, that's fine. Yes, I plan to do already.
I feel like that's an important part of teamwork, is saying those sort of things explicitly.
Have you been outside? We can do anything we want. It's amazing. It's great out there. Yes, I do the threats. It's fine.
Awesome. Okay. Who would you like to take someone along for your threatening endeavors?
Yes, you. You will join me in this fight.
That sounds great.
We go.
I like this because I feel like Audra and Salvage, you make a good team. Salvage does the thing, and Audra stops Salvage from doing the thing.
White ground is where they are huddled, yes? It is their safe place?
Crow's foot.
No, that is where Soul Engine. I thought we want distraction.
We want a distraction in Crow's Foot.
Oh,
Up to a certain point, the more distracted they are, the easier it's going to be to do our burgling.
Well, Vimes, through your blue coat history, what constitute basically you need the equivalent of 3 911 calls to the blue coats, which don't necessarily have to be fights or situations, just things that they have to deal with. So,
and they don't have to be in Crow's Foot, right?
Well, they have to be in Crow's Foot.
Have to be in Crow's Foot?
If you want Crow's Nest to be unmanned or as unmanned as possible, you need them, you're basically overwhelming one precinct.
All right.
Okay.
So I've got ours. Yeah. Flake, we're just not going to disguise you for once, and I'm just going to be your hype man. It's going to be the man who shot Liberty
I have
Valance.
like a setting question.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a middle-class neighborhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there's uppercomers, like, there's society and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not just grueling despair all the time.
Yeah.
Is dueling a thing?
I mean, it can be a thing. I would say it's probably gauche, but so like it's a crime for poor people, but like for other people, it's a fine. So yeah, we'll go with that.
So you're saying everyone secretly loves it.
Yeah. People do like.
Well, I guess there wouldn't be any society functions though to disrupt since we already started a war.
Well, I mean,
I guess I'll just burn some shit down then. That's fine.
Yeah, you could do fires are good. Getting people to loot a store, that's really good. Because then you have that
property crime, even certain vandalism or just any kind of public disturbance. Like you could just even break sewers and have them, like the blue coats are used to deal with all kinds of things. So yes, I will improvise. Mm-hmm. It's good.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So just 391 calls at the same time overwhelm them.
2. We're targeting 2. Thank you.
Okay, so you want to have some overflow in case there's an actual thing that happens. Because you don't want.
Yeah, turns out.
Yeah. You don't want them to get to 4 because then they call for reinforcements.
Yeah.
All right. So we can do that as a series of flashbacks for the right before the ambush, or we could do them right now. Or we can assume that you're timing them so that they happen right before you hit the carriage.
Yeah, we're fucking professionals.
Okay, so we're all doing those?
Well, I mean...
So we have teams of 2.
And then we start the actual heist part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Audra and Flake, you're one team, and I guess Vimes and Salvage are the other two.
Salvage.
I'm a Salvage.
Audra and Salvage. Flake wanted to work with me.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. So, Vimes and Flake, why don't you do your first, do your thing, do your distraction in Crow's Foot.
All right. So, I mean, I figured like 2 teams of 2 also made like decent narrative sense, but like given the angles we have, Flake, am I literally just feeding you a stress for whatever it is you're going to do?
Yeah. Just you provide a narrative to whatever I'm doing. I'll let you figure it out.
Okay. So I literally am your hype man.
Yeah, we can do it that way. Yeah, you'll just knock on doors. What you see behind you is it's just this scene of horrific violence. Yeah, you just provide context.
All right. I would say, I mean, the blind eyes are certainly well known enough that if Flake of the Blind Eyes is going around starting fights in Crow's Foot, that would constitute a disturbance. So,
can I take a few of them, but leave the majority behind to prepare the barge heist stuff? I don't want to exhaust the thing. I mainly would like to use the dogs for this.
If you want to activate that asset, you could just have the dogs run wild. Give me a command check to command the dogs to basically be nuisances and cause them. Your dogs alone with a good command check would be more than enough.
So I just released my trained attack hounds to run wild through the streets of Crows.
Yeah, they live for this shit. So
cool.
Vimes is helping.
I don't know what you want to say, Vimes, but
What you see behind you is an exhibition of all natural history.
okay. All right, I am using violence because they're being violent, and he gave me, so I'm up to 46. So,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, it's a hell of a distraction.
Packs of roving hounds.
Yeah.
Just terrorizing the streets.
The pack of hounds will definitely last a while. Pack of hounds running probably for days, let's be honest. Running amok in CrossFit. All right, good. So Audra and Salvage, what kind of distraction are you thinking of?
Salvage is distracting.
Yeah. I mean, Salvage, you could, for example,
Some clockwork nonsense.
fucking come up with an aerosol version of like trance powder and just fucking gas a neighborhood.
Yeah, just go Ra's al Ghul on it.
Yeah.
Fucking do it.
Yes.
Is there like big machine? Is there any industry there?
There's what? Big machine?
Is there like industry there?
I would say, yeah, probably not a huge amount, but there's some. I would say there's some like workshops and stuff like that.
You could like Chernobyl something, like break some very large machine in a very loud, terrifying way that demands a response, like
So that's
a crane collapse or a steam, a boiler blowing or something like that.
so
Industrial accident. It plays to your strengths.
Industrial act. I'm trying to fix things half the time, so
Fixing
what do you
things
do
is
with the
the
other
first
half?
part of unfixing.
The other half is an industrial accident. It's fine.
so fixing things are chemical war crime. Got it. So
Duality of man, sir.
yeah. So with that, though that could actually, yeah. So we could actually do that. Although I would rather, instead of just one area, see if I could basically identify a couple weak points where
One area, please. We want 2 and no more distractions.
Okay. Well, I don't mean like I want to basically fixing it in a way right now where it leads them further away from us too. Basically,
2 and no more distractions.
You can't really expect you. It's not a precision thing. You create a 911 call essentially, and it will lure forces away from the thing, but you can't really. You don't have that level of control over it.
Okay.
I could flood a dish.
Flooded
with
how?
Torrential rains.
Oh yeah, that actually would
my tempest ability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Give me one of you. Give me a survey check to figure out the best place to do that. Like the place with the most vulnerable buildings. Because if they
got nothing in survey.
Nothing. Okay. So as there's, well, it'll be a 1 anyway.
Actually,
so
no. You can give me Tinker Salvage because you can like figure out the place that like places that are vulnerable to rains and like So you could figure out the best place to
floodplains.
Okay, so or runoff valves or anything like that. Okay.
I'll assist too.
Okay.
Well,
so
then,
I'll need it. So
well, did you already include that assistance die?
No, I have not. So
okay,
roll
one more die.
Tinker's book. Yeah.
Roll one more. All right. Well, didn't matter.
Nope,
so with a partial, you figure out a place that would do it enough to do the job. You're not going to get any benefit from it, but it would cause flooding to a workshop that would definitely like the roof. If you focus it on this one in the area of this one square block, there's a couple of buildings with weak roofs. They would start flooding. Then the doors would burst out from the inside, and thus pouring their stuff out into the streets. Thus, people would start looting that shit, and that would definitely cause the bluecoats to show up to get people to stop looting these flooded out buildings.
Do it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So with the ritual, we
second active parasite plan go.
No, so it's not really a ritual. I just have the Tempest class ability.
Okay.
I can just summon a storm in my immediate vicinity, torrential rain, roaring winds, heavy fog, etc.
Yeah.
And there's usually no roll, but yeah.
All right. In that case, yeah. So did you just have to spend
2 stress?
2 stress, yeah. With 2 stress, and that you do the job. So Raining, looting. Second check. So basically, when we get to the actual ambush, I will roll a luck die. Someone can choose odd or even, whether or not there will be a third, another thing. So,
Okay.
So we're doing the heist from Hard Rain, basically. It's just we've flooded the district and filled it full of feral animals.
Yeah.
And we're just going to drive a barge up to the building and steal shit.
Hell
basically, yeah.
I call Christian Slater.
Damn it.
Fuck. We need to watch Hard Rain tonight.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So, the distractions are well underway. What's next? Probably getting the barge. You kind of need to get that shit secured because it's a slow boy. It is a big barge. So you need to acquire it and then pilot it into position without people like on your tail, because you're not going to win a chase with that. So you kind of need to bribe the people with it, or yeah.
I think the gang should go through the checkpoint to get on the barge.
Mm-hmm.
But like, do you want me approaching from the street or the barge? Like, where do you want the muscle part for the plan?
Oh, for the carriage attack?
Oh, we got to do the carriage attack first.
Well, I mean, no, you can do the barge thing. The barge is like tied up at a dock, like in the dock.
Yeah, so do you want me for the carriage attack or the barge theft?
Okay. Well, you have time to do both, like,
okay,
because the barge you can, depending on how you get it out, you could have it well in advance, and if nobody's looking for it, you don't have to worry about how long you have it. You know what I mean?
Anyway, I'll go wherever.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
How are we on group funds? Maybe we just rent the fucking barge.
Yeah, I'd say I don't know if I gave you guys money from your side business from last session, but I'd say you get one. Okay, one coin each for everybody who was there.
Okay.
Yeah, how much to rent the barge?
That depends on who's going to persuade the. It depends on what you roll. Like,
seems like a Vimes move.
Yeah,
you think?
I'll say it's a sway check. 7 minus your sway check.
Excellent.
Actually, make that 8. It's
Audra or Salvage.
No, it's 7.
Like
it's 7.
Come along and.
There's not much demand for the barge right now because nobody's shipping shit. So.
All right. Well, I obviously am going to be someone else. Trader, just foreign enough to be comical without inspiring, outsider tendencies. And Audra or Salvage, whoever is coming along, will be my manservant, Diddums. And yeah, here goes.
Okay, well, go along then.
I'm not gonna like actually do an accent here because I feel like that would be bad. We're just watching the scene from further away. I am gesticulating wildly. Holy balls! Wow.
All right, so that's 7 minus 4, 3 coins to rent it out. And line quite a bit about what you're actually going to use it for.
Or if we'll bring it back intact.
Yeah. Yeah, the 3 coins in hand is enough. He will want to pilot it. The captain does, because so you rent the thing, but not him. But he will be piloting because it's his boat. So, but of course, once you're on the water, you can obviously deal with the captain however you see fit. But
good old Flake special, or maybe Salvage special. We have multiple ways of dealing with this situation.
Yeah,
First off,
I feel like we're going to have to hit the carriage and then move the barge into place at the same time, right?
I mean, now that you have the barge, you can actually wait until. Well, I mean, the carriage is only the first part of it. You have to wait for the soul engine, so you might even just have it. You can have your dudes wait for a signal to move up, because you have to get the soul engine and then move it to the channel.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, to me, it would make sense to. Okay. Hit the carriage, disguise yourself, get in, take the place over, and then as soon as possible, arrive with the barge and back up to move all the heavy equipment onto the barge. Like, because that's going to take time, and you would want to speed that up, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. So the barge is ready. You don't have to do anything else for that.
Just a second, though. Like, that one coin we got was all I had in my pocket.
Okay.
Audra, you've got the crew sheet, right? How much do we have in our group coin purse?
Well, I haven't been here for like a month.
Yeah, so...
assume nothing happened
cover
to
you.
it in the
I'll
meantime.
cover you. You're
because
fine.
Nothing happened in the meantime. Okay.
Bill, you're fine.
Yeah, we basically had full vaults. We almost always have full vaults.
Yeah. So...
You're
We don't
covered.
spend much.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, I guess so the next phase is hitting the carriage. So you identified the place to do it. And both the distractions are going off as you hit them. And because they'll last for a while, especially the dogs. But the, actually, let me go ahead and roll to see. All right, I'm going to roll 1d6. Let's see here. Salvage, high or low? Or Otter
Who's doing the assault?
Well, first we're going to see if there's a third distraction happening.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to go with even.
Even. All right. Even. All right. So there's actually there's a gang fight breaking out. Two other gangs just trying to start some shit. Totally unrelated to the main plot. But so they're stretched thin, so they will not. If that had not happened, then you would be there would be a chance of a patrol walking by as you do the carriage or some other unforeseen thing. But you don't have to worry about that. You just have to worry about the 4 dudes in the carriage, or possibly 5. How do you want to do it?
Okay. So do we want to start off with the attack by basically that's like phasing through one of the walls and hitting the guy with a dart, the driver with a dart?
Yeah, that would be a controlled skirmish check if you use the phase harness.
Your little machine works now?
Yeah.
It's worked for a while, yeah.
That's for a long time.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, go get him.
Well, since I'm doing this, even though since they don't see it coming, can I use this as a finesse check instead?
Sure.
Okay.
And I'll wait for anyone who gets out of the main body.
Who
of
are
the
you
carriage.
targeting? The driver, shotgun, or one of the rear guys?
Essentially doing the driver so it stops and then everybody else can attack.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, do the driver.
All right. So what are you hitting him? I assume it's a blowgun dart. But
yes.
What's it loaded with? Just so I know.
It's trans powder. That's always that's been our standby right now. So we can always make him woozy.
All right. Controlled finesse.
All right.
And even a partial will count as a success in this case.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and push myself a little bit.
But if you fail, the dart misses, but he's slow to react, so you could make a desperate second shot, or you could go to cover.
Okay. But afterwards, that's a critical success.
Okay, with the critical,
you're really not supposed to get those in your eyes.
Yeah. Actually, it hits him in the eye. He starts screaming, but he lurches backward and knocks the driver to the ground, and the driver's scattergun falls under the carriage. So he's unarmed, although he's still awake, but the driver's done. If he survives that overdose of trans powder, he's going to be blind in his left eye.
Hey, that's Brand.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So, who wants to? This is all happening simultaneously, but the ambush, Flake.
I will wait until they. So, do I see the scattergun fall?
Yeah. I mean, I assume. Yeah, this is the ambush. So, what do you do as that is happening?
I'm walking up behind the carriage and waiting for someone to open the door to check.
All right. So behind the carriage. So there are 2 guys on the back of the carriage watching the back.
So they're outside. They're not in a protected armored thing. Or?
Nope.
Okay.
They're right in back. You don't
All right,
know.
Well, can I just jump on them from a fucking chimney
roof?
Or something?
Yeah, you can. They're in an alley. They're in a street, a narrow street. So yeah, that would be a risky skirmish or finesse.
I'd prefer skirmish.
Yeah, skirmish.
Hit him like a meteor.
Yeah,
meat.
I see the fun there.
Yeah.
All right, this is definitely risky. if you get a partial, you will be. You can either in a partial you'll knock one of them out, but you'll be in a bad position for the next one.
Okay, skirmish is good. That's my best skill.
Okay,
so I'm gonna do that.
Mm-hmm. 6
full success. Yeah.
So yeah, you describe how you jump on and Batman or what do you do as you leap from the rooftop?
I'm waiting. I had where some pipes are strung over the road, and I just one chimney paw on the back of each of their heads and just sort of drive their faces into the muck, basically just swoop down and hit them off of the carriage and begin drowning them in the flooded street. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Real Mary Sue Batman shit.
All right. So you do that. They're both big, strong boys too. So you'll require one more check in after we resolve everything else to fully take them out.
Okay.
But you do have them in that position. So
actually,
yeah.
Can I flash back in at this point?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I was going to go to everybody what you're doing in the instant
right,
English.
Yeah. Well, since we already knew that 4 were the number we should expect and probably nobody in the carriage, then Flake and I talked about this beforehand, and I have what they call in calf roping pigging strings ready, which are essentially small nooses for hog tying. So as soon as he knocks the guy's face first into the muck, I'm just going to come out and hog tie them.
Okay, yeah, you can be the one to make that second roll. So yeah,
make a hog tie roll.
All right,
pretty much.
What are you rolling for that?
I
mean, skirmish would be the one that makes most sense.
FFA.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Finesse would also work.
Yeah. None of those are super great for me, to be honest.
It's definitely a physical thing.
So,
yeah.
You could just let me fight them, and then,
I just wanted to... Yeah, okay, but here's
you
the
can
thing.
feed
if we're trying
stress,
to sneak in
you can assist,
as them...
you can assist Flake with that. You can give...
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just...
okay.
And you'll give him better roll. You'll give him a
Yeah,
better
you stood on one while I drowned the other, and then...
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so Flake, go ahead and give me your second roll. You get the bonus... You get the... Vimes, you can spend your stress to give him a bonus die. And as an additional benefit, you'll get much better effect, even on a partial.
Mostly I was just trying to preserve their clothes because I figured the next move was to...
Well, we don't need a uniform for me. I have to go under a tarp as because everyone's going to recognize me. But yeah, you guys, we have at least 2 uniforms now, I guess.
Yeah, you do have you have the uniforms and they're both taken out. So finally, Audra, the only real threat that you can see is the shotgun guy who's been knocked down, but he's not out. The scatter gun's out of the way, but he definitely has a pistol in a holster, and he is definitely going to try and get up and start shooting.
Can I give him the old ecto blast?
Sure. What are you rolling for that?
I don't know. Have we decided we can use a tune as an attack skill? I feel like we've done that before.
I would say in this case, yeah, definitely. You've had time to set, in an ambush situation where you've had time to focus your energy. I would say it's a very slower attack than normal. So if you're the one being ambushed, it's not good. But if you have time to set it up,
we need the variety for the Avengers pan.
Yeah, exactly.
I missed. It don't work very well.
Yeah, it does not.
Da, 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 da.
This is the crossbones of.
I'm a real Hawkeye over here.
Well, it's this one. The guy who's got knocked down is being played by Frank Giallo, so he's
Oh no!
Yeah, he's gonna have
hyper competent goon.
Yeah, hyper competent goon. So he gets up and he sees the guy with the blowgun. Looking very pleased with himself, and it's going to take a pot shot at you, Salvage. So,
I'm not looking pleased myself. I'm scared all the time. What the hell are you talking about?
No, you were just you were very impressed with your own shot. He was like,
"It's not every day you hit the bull's eye."
Flake recovers 1 stress.
Yes.
So, what do you, you can try and shoot him before he shoots you. You could try and dodge out of the way, get into cover. You could try.
if I hit the phasing harness, will that bullet go through me?
If the bullet hits you,
Well, I mean, no. If I use the phasing harness, can I use that to basically nullify the dodge?
Yeah, you can spend a stress to just like, haha, I'm intangible now.
Get wrecked.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something from Sun Tzu, right? That the best dodge is not dodging at all, but just ceasing to be corporeal, where your enemy's attack will be.
Yeah.
Wait, wouldn't you then fall through the carriage?
No, he's
I'm on the outside.
Not. Yeah, he's not on the carriage. He's
Okay. Fall through the earth.
Yeah, he's just he phased through the building to be like right in front of them. So like,
see, that to me, that seems like instead of a stress, that should be just a roll to see if I do it correctly.
No,
and then,
take the stress. Take the hit.
Yeah, you can just take a point of stress to do it.
Be a ghost man.
That's good. All right, we'll take the stress then. So
yeah, so you take the stress.
Yeah,
and he shoots you, and it goes right through you, and he's like, "What the fuck?" So he's trying he's very confused.
And then if I can hit him with another. Dart afterwards.
You actually can't because you're intangible. It goes both ways. So.
Damn it!
Please tell me he tried anyway, and like the dart went through the guy.
Yeah, actually, that's it.
Scared the guy so much he ran away.
No, it really can. You're both really like looking at each other, very frustrated. It's like, oh fuck! It's just
I forgot to flip a switch.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, it's too like you don't. The timing is really difficult. Like. Not get shot, but also be solid enough to shoot a blow dart is a very, very narrow window, and you missed that quick time event.
Yeah. Calm down, blowgun ocelot. Yeah, jeez.
Audra, you're in the best position. So he doesn't even notice you yet. So
yay.
You can try again.
Yeah.
I would say this is your last time trying, though.
Sure. No.
With this particular. All right. Well,
karma.
Yep. It is not working.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
The phase realm.
Wait, I have one in a tune. Can I assist?
No, you're too busy drowning the guy.
That's fair.
Yeah, I would say the rest of this round, Flake and Vimes, you deal with the two guys and you get them out of the water, so their uniforms are still intact, so you can't really do anything else because there were two of them. So new round, he has one more pistol, so he is going. Actually, no, he doesn't have another pistol. But he does have. He is going to run at this point. So. He is starting to run. You know where he's running. That would be the next place. There's a station of blue coat, so he's going to like warn them. So you can flip off your harness, Salvage, and shoot a dart into his back.
Okay. So I will make my attempt.
I would definitely say this is controlled risk for you.
Okay.
Because you're shooting a man in the back.
Okay. But I succeed, though.
All right. So he does.
Man, it's fucking blowguns or nothing with you, isn't it?
I have one skill in fight that I can fight with, and I do it well. So.
Yeah. So it was. He falls down. So you succeed. You grab the rest of the part you don't have to roll for. You grab them all. Take their uniforms, and basically you have I guess Waldorf standing nearby. Him and another goon are going to take the bodies to a safe place so that no one sees them. You can deal with whatever you. Well, so you get on the carriage. So who's going to be driving the carriage?
I guess that can be me. So
okay.
If that can be more of a
you don't have to roll for it. Yeah. His finesse is pretty good, I think, Salvage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Can I go inside the carriage and cover myself with a tarp?
You actually look inside the carriage for the first time, and actually is a human-shaped thing in there. It's not a person though. It takes you a second, you realize, oh, that's a hull with big old clubs for hands. What the fuck is this?
It's the amazing club wheel.
Well, I'll get under the tarp with it, I guess.
Yeah, you actually have to throw out some boxes of ammo and shit in order to fit your.
I'm completely fine with that.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, it seems to be some sort of riot control hull that they're bringing in as backup.
Well, as long as it's off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take the shotgun point.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I will go ahead and pick up the shotgun because why not?
Okay. So let's see here. That means you're going to be one person short. So I guess one of your Stradler or whatever is going to be.
I mean, couldn't we say they got caught up in the gang war dog flood?
No, because your cover is that you're coming in from the next district over, and
okay,
they always have 4 dudes to protect it. Like they would not underman it. Like.
All right, yeah. Well, it should be Stradler. I'm not very convincing as anything but me.
Yeah. So the 4 of you head in, and they, it's wartime footing. People aren't really. This is all expected. You succeeded in your ambush, and nobody's suspicious of you. They're all stretched thin. So there's 6 dudes at Crow's Nest. There's going to be 3 greeting you, to help you unload shit and cover you. Then there's going to be 3 inside the building at various points. There's probably going to be 1 person at the very top, basically watching shit and, signaling to other districts that they're okay. And then 2 just moving about. Probably one's the CO figuring out plans, and the other's his assistant. So those are the people. That's the lowest amount you would have to deal with. So those are the 6 you're going to have to neutralize if you're going to want to control the building. The procedure is the carriage comes in. There is a passcode, but it is written on paper because they don't have time to memorize that shit. And of course you're competent, so you know that, so you don't have to worry about that. Then once the passcode is given, then 2 men start unloading it. And 1 of you and then 2 of the other guards on station there. And once it's unloaded, you turn around and go back. So the whole thing is only supposed to take like 5 minutes. And all the people with the carriage are supposed to stay at the carriage. 1 of you might step inside the door of Crow's Nest, but that's about it. You're not supposed to wander around or do anything else. So that's the procedure. So you can let me know at what point you're going to activate your plan and, start taking out guards. 1 of them will be standing by on foot with a rifle to watch, and 2 of them are going to be going in back and forth in the carriage to bring supplies in. So, yeah.
Cool. So if one of us one of us can get off the carriage, then I'm probably going to take that role. Mm-hmm. That seems like a shotgun kind of guy thing to do anyway, to be the one holding the paperwork and essentially turn over the bills of lading and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go put the paperwork down and then saunter my way back over. And basically, I am assuming this is the way this is going to go, is they're going to start unloading from the back, and then we're going to get a Wilhelm scream when Flake activates.
Okay.
When that happens, I want to, whoever's holding the gun on us,
mm-hmm. They're not holding it on you. They're just watching to make sure, looters and people don't attack.
Yeah, okay. I mean, semantics.
Yeah.
There's a gun. It could be employed upon us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's going to get some trance powder.
Okay. So you pull in front of Crow's Nest. There's no wall around it. It's just a tower in the square, essentially. It's actually in the middle of the square. So, but they've basically banned being, everyone's on lockdown, everyone's on curfew. No one's supposed to be out. So it's actually pretty deserted. You can see some people at the edges of the periphery, watching, lurking. That's why they have armed guards to monitor the handing the transfer of supplies. There's two men. They have pistols, but they're obviously got their sleeves rolled up. They're the ones supposed to move it in. Then there's one man with a rifle. The man with the rifle comes up to you, Salvage, as you stop the horses and says, passcode. Of course.
All right.
You can just make it up. Well, what's the password for today?
Hortense.
Yep. All right. The special is the hull in there?
Yeah.
All right. Slight change. We got to get the CEO. He's the only one who knows how to command the thing. So, I'll have to go. You guys can watch for a minute. I need to run in and tell the CEO that it's here, so we can unload it, so he can command it to get out. It's apparently too heavy to move by hand anyway. So, but this place is deserted. You guys can watch out while I go up for a minute. All right.
No, it isn't like we're doing anything different.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll be inside to tell the CEO that it's here. Be right back. So he starts going inside. So
shit.
So is this the rifle guy or the two guys?
That was the rifle guy. The two guys with their sleeves up. Rifle guy nods at them after he gets done speaking to you, Salvage. And they start heading to the carriage to open it up.
That's fine.
All right. So when they open it up, the rifle guy is at the front door of the crow's nest. You can see that peeking through the tarp. So Flake, when are you going to activate? As soon as they open the door, or are you going to wait for the guy to go further inside?
I'm going to wait for the door to close.
Okay.
To the tower. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you don't know if it's going to close or not. He may just.
I can't see that through the tarp. I can only see the guy.
No. Well, all right. He goes in. They start grabbing boxes. They don't really pay attention to you, but he doesn't close the door. He's just running in to go upstairs. You lose sight of him.
All right. Well, then I will just try and reach out and grab their faces and pull them inside the carriage.
You can only get one at a time.
Okay.
They basically
could I use my not to be trifled with to do two at a time?
You'd be basically breaking open the carriage door, ripping it off its hinges to grab both of them at the same time. But yeah, you could do that. Or actually, no, putting your hand through the carriage window to get both of them at the same time. Your right hand goes through the window, your left hand is
Jason it.
Yeah, Jasoning it. Yeah, I will do that. I will spend too stressed to do that horrific thing. Yeah.
All right.
Just so we can keep the blood in the carriage and at least get them outside a little bit more before.
Look, clearly we planned all this ahead of time, so Flake, is your MO here to continue to try to preserve a modicum of stealth, or I was thinking
I would drag them in so you can be like, oh no, those guys went out on a smoke break, and the CEO's like, oh goddamn, gotta go activate this hull, and then you guys can kill them outside. Yeah,
gotcha.
Meanwhile, I would like to climb the tower and start killing guards from the top, and then we pincer them and no one escapes. Yeah,
like it.
Okay,
all right. So I spent 2 to do not to be trifled with, and I got my chimney paws.
Yeah,
and a sickness.
Yeah. Please narrate what happens to these poor guys. They're good guys.
So one guy opens the door for the other one because they're gentlemen and they work together. He sees his friend face just get clamped by this chimney paw hook thing on a really gross hand. He has time to gasp before another one comes through the window of the carriage and does the same to him. And then I just basically slurp them up into the carriage. Yeah. You
succeed.
It's like the end of Elm Street. Yeah. Just the one dude through the window. Yeah. By his face. Yeah.
It's a little awkward but you can compress that flesh into there. You have to you cannot be in you need to. The problem is there's still too much shit in there, so you need to get rid of some boxes, or you need to step out to get both bodies in there, or you need to hide them somewhere else.
Oh, I'm stepping out. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gone.
All
I'm
right.
not hiding in there anymore. Yeah.
Okay, so the carriage door is.
I'm motioning to everyone that I'm going to climb the wall, and I just start scaling up the fucking tower.
All right, this is a risky.
I'll let
finesse.
them deal with the CEO and the.
Okay, yeah. So you didn't make enough. That was a success. So there was a bit of noise, but no one heard.
It is still a storm outside, so hopefully.
Well, that was a micro torrented thing or targeted rain. So it's actually not raining right here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like one of those rains that targets like one square block. Like fuck this place in particular.
You guys might want to clean that blood off then of the door.
Yeah, is anybody going to salvage? You could try and cover shit up with a tinker check.
Yeah, see if I have
driver's seat, right?
Yeah, basically using some sort of combination of that's like blinding eye or
There's
another.
probably like a horse trough. You can just grab a bucket and give her a quick wash.
Yeah,
I
see.
feel like after 20 weeks with Flake, we just have a lot of goo gone on us at all times.
Just constantly making it.
Never leave home without it. Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Yep. So I succeed on that. So we.
You can spin a point of load to have subterfuge supplies, which is in your case, goo gone.
Exactly. So just boat solvent. Nope, we didn't need this in here. So.
What's a big pile of sawdust doing? Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it's fine.
And you tape up the window very quickly, so it's just looks like some battle damage they haven't repaired. Lots of riots going on.
I haven't had time to get in the shop. Sorry.
Yeah. So you're all waiting for the CEO to come back. And Flake, you can give me a finesse check to climb up the wall.
I have climbing gear.
Okay. That'll certainly... it's still risky, but the partial won't be a total failure. It just means you're slow.
Would prowl work?
Prowl would work, yeah, because you're trying to Assassin's Creed a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Because, there is a little platform at the top of the crow's nest, a little balcony. And you can't see the dude, but you can see the balcony. So, it's slow going. So,
that's fine. They got time.
Yeah.
I will Conan the Barbarian my way up this big ass tower.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the three of you down there, three of you, because you still have your goons. So 4 of you actually.
You said Stradler.
Yeah, Stradler's with you. Are waiting, and it's very tense, and you're all just eyes focused like lasers on the front door. And eventually, you see the rifleman, come out, followed by the CEO. The rifleman immediately frowns, and he goes, "What happened with the unloading?"
Oh, they, laborers, right? As soon as you stepped away, they buggered off for a smoke break.
Not their laborers, they're blue coats. It's dereliction of duty. This is wartime.
Still Union.
All right, you need to give me this is a risky sway check to convince them things are still okay.
Yep.
All right, yeah. One of you, the CEO, he barks out, well, one of you go and get them. We have a schedule to keep. And he starts heading to the carriage, he's holding a sheet of paper out. All right. By the lawful authority of the blue coats, I command...
Oh, hit him.
Yeah. Right.
Now
finish saying that shit.
So I want just a slight moment of comedy here, where Salvage and I are both sitting up on the buckboard and do the chipmunks from Looney Tunes bit of "after you." No, I insist, after you, until we all simultaneously pull out blowguns and shoot the CEO and the rifleman.
I agree. So let's do no.
All right. So Salvage, who are you hitting? The rifleman? Who does have his rifle at the ready. It's not pointed at you, but he's holding it in both hands because he's pissed off. Or the CEO, who is about to activate the hull.
All right, do you want the CEO?
It really doesn't matter. I feel like
Okay.
it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Just choose.
Okay, so I'll take the rifleman.
Okay. Yeah, finesse. This one shot will be finesse, but once you get it, if they survive, and you get shot back at, it'll turn into skirmish. Finesse
fair
is
enough.
sniping, but like the fighting and being shot at makes it skirmish. All right.
Yeah, no, fair enough. So,
Okay.
partial success.
And you're hitting the rifleman.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it goes in. So but you hit him in a bad spot. You hit him like in the meat of the arm, not in an artery or anything. So it's going to take. He's going to be able to shoot back. And so, well, he's not going down immediately. So
No, that's fine.
So before we figure out who he shoots at, Vimes.
All right, so for once, I actually have a justification for my bullshit special ability.
Mhm.
And this is, I am going to blowgun from the hip. Like, I am just pulling it up, and that's why Sway acts. Or that's why Sway pertains, because nobody saw it coming.
Nobody saw
I
it.
just have that much ice water in my veins.
What is this ability called again? Rook's game?
Brooks Gambit. Yeah, take 2 stress to roll your best action rating while performing a different action. Say how you adapt your skill to this use. They just never saw it coming.
All right. Yeah, it's an ability that you can do. I would say though, yeah, it's definitely still risky.
All right, partial.
All right, CEO he finishes his sentence before he goes down by the lawful authority of the blue coats. I activate you, Centurion Delta 10, and you hear a lot of mechanical and sparkcraft sounds as and then he passes out as the carriage door opens up from the inside. So the let's see here. The rifleman, actually you're both sitting next to each other, so it's gonna be odd or even. If I roll an odd, it will be salvage. If an even, it will be odd salvage. Odd salvage. So salvage, you're getting shot with a rifle. How are you going to not be shot by a rifle?
We're sitting up. We're sitting up.
Yeah. The front of the carriage.
Time to go down to the carriage. Just activate the harness and drop.
Okay. It's another stress. Actually, go ahead and give me a tinker check to see if you activate it in time without fucking it up. It is still an experiment. This is very stressful. This is risky.
Partial success.
Okay. So you hit it in time to not be shot, but you fall to the ground, and your settings to make sure you don't fall through the earth work. Unfortunately, the harness lands on the ground, and the wires fray, and you can see sparks coming from it. So you're going to it starts fluctuating. Next round, you'll have to make another tinker check to see what the damage is going to be. And you also need to get up and get out of it, because you're underfoot. You might phase into the legs of the horse or the wheels of the carriage, which is, bad. So we'll come back to you. But you don't get shot. So
that's always good.
Vimes, the riot hall steps out of the carriage.
Yeah, I'm going for that piece of paper straight away.
Okay, give me a probably finesse to grab it quickly.
All right, I'll burn 2 because this seems important.
Maybe.
Unless Audra, I don't know if there's any way you can help, but like tiny little gust of wind to push.
Oh yeah, actually no.
Oh sure, totally.
Wait. So actually, Audra, you get to act first or next, because like they shot the 2 people and you saw what happened. That was pretty instantaneous. That was a pretty instantaneous exchange. So what are you going to do?
Fuck all this rolling. I'm just going to spend the stress to hit him with lightning.
the hull.
Yeah, whatever's shooting at us. Sorry.
Well, that was a rifleman. He went down.
He's down.
Yeah,
he's down. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah, he only had time to get 1 shot off before he passed out.
Yes, hit the carriage they're sitting on with lightning.
And the carriage you're on, remember?
No, I'm climbing the tower.
No,
I'm
no,
fine.
Yeah.
on.
That Audra.
I mean, I'm on it, but
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Oh yeah, do
I'm
it.
invincible.
You can you hear the hull activating. It is stepping out of the carriage. You can tell that. It is not like
I mean, if that's not a devil's bargain, I don't know what is.
Can I try to deactivate the hull, or is it?
you sure can. That's
I sure can.
I would say that's going to be desperate though.
Okay,
Because you don't know anything about this hull. It's an unknown hull, so it's
that's fine. Don't threaten me with experience. Yeah, no problem. So can I get this? Does somebody have stress?
no, there. I mean, no one is in a position to assist you right now.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go for it then. Little the suspense. All right, partial.
All right, with a partial, it's now the consequences of a desperate roll are magnified. So, I would say you overload it, and it starts heating up. So it's in a carriage with a bunch of ammo boxes.
I believe.
So
Well, we're going loud.
this is a 3-count clock. So
Okay. Can I rain on it?
it's inside the carriage. It's getting out. It was getting out when you yeah.
I can make rain in the carriage.
Well,
Magical rain, Ross.
if you basically every action is going to be 1 on the clock. And when it gets to 3, it explodes.
Wait, have they unhooked the horses?
No, they weren't going to.
Yeah, just slap that behind and get that motherfucker going somewhere.
Well, that was your action. We'll come back to you. So, let's see here. Vimes, you were go ahead and you can still try and grab the paper that the CO is holding.
Yep, that's what I do.
Okay. Did you already roll for that, or you're going to roll for it now?
Nope, rolling now.
Okay.
If dice bot allowed.
That's a nope.
All right. You fall to the ground. You're still very close to the carriage. Then you start hearing the sound of metal like burning, sizzling. So
Get that shit out of here.
Salvage. What are you? You probably need to make it. You need to make another tinker check.
Yeah, I have to make sure. Oh God, I can't have broken this thing already. I've used it like 3 times.
Well, you used it under duress. Oh no. Dice bot.
Dice bot, no. All right.
It's got a fucking dramatic sense of timing.
All right. Let's go for the. All right. I did get a success on that. 1 second.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you fix it. It will.
Thank God.
It is stable.
Soul tape is the best thing ever.
You've and you also pull yourself into like a fetal position under the carriage, so that your head or your legs are not in the carriage wheels. You reactivate and become material again. So yeah, that's when you hear the metal sizzling above you. So
oh no,
fine.
Horses.
Audra. What are you gonna do? When you finish your action, the clock will be at 1.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can do the scare the horses thing. I wasn't sure if we needed the carriage for anything. I wasn't sure if I'd forgotten some part.
No, we're moving it all to the barge. That was just our entrance.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
It's very trivial. You know enough about the soul engine to know you can just command it to give itself wheels, or like legs, or like
whatever.
Yeah.
Manipede,
like human centipede, but worse.
Mobile unit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I'll just get the horses pointed in a direction and just.
I'd say they're already pointed in the right direction. So yeah.
Yeah, go scare them.
I'll just scare the shit out of them.
Okay, you do so. You don't have to roll for that. That's a pretty basic action. So, let's see here. So that's 1 on the clock. Let's see.
R.I.P. horses. Goodbye.
Goodbye, horses.
Yeah, so you both have so we'll just go again.
Like when a graboid explodes in tremors.
Yeah. Vimes.
Flake's just doing the Buffalo Bill dance on the roof.
Oh.
Oh, I taught him that.
Vimes, what are you gonna do? You're on the
I'm
ground.
gonna GTFO.
You're running inside the tower.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to roll for that. Salvage, you cannot do
Thank
anything. The carriage starts moving, but above you, so you just have to like stay in the fetal position to not get hit by anything. And then Audra, what are you doing for your second action?
So we got the horses running.
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
you
get
could get
inside.
into the tower. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess
this
I'll
is
just
the
go-
raid now.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I'll head into the tower.
Okay. And then for your third, so you're running in the tower. Salvage, I assume you get up and you're also head into the tower.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So at 3, as you're getting closer to the bill, you have time to get up and make like 5 steps before it explodes. So you are knocked back down again. No damage, but there is a massive explosion. So meanwhile, let's see if Salvage gets to neutralize the guy on watch before that happens.
You mean Flake?
Or sorry, Flake. Yeah. So Flake, give me another.
Trout.
Yeah.
See if Dice Spot works for me. Another partial.
Okay. With the partial, you get up there in time, but you're in a bad position. It will be if you just want to make a single ambush check. That'll be a desperate roll. Or if you want to get into melee.
We lost Craig again.
R.I.P. Craig.
Oh my god. Well, I
Cannot
am
have 2 functional bots.
Yeah,
God,
apparently.
It's fucking up so bad.
Well, Girok's still on there, so
All right.
we'll just stick with Girok. Same thing. So it's desperate if you want to make a melee ambush. It will be risky if you have some sort of ranged attack.
Does it help that I have reflexes? I bought that last week at Veteran.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, that would make your melee.
That's a lurk ability, but if there's a question of who goes first, it's you. That's all it says.
Yeah, in that case, you would actually be fast enough to be able to. It would be risky to. So it's the same. It's risky either.
All right, yeah, I'll just skirmish him then. I'm just coming up over the ledge and charging him. Whoever's on watch. I hope one of these Blues Coasts isn't really like good at Salat. That would be bad.
Probably not.
Partial, yeah.
Okay. You take him down, but he.
I don't want him dead though.
Okay. In that case, he manages to shoot you before you take him down.
Okay.
So you can spend armor.
I will.
All right. So
The library came into good use today. He said, throwing off the phone book strapped to his chest. Yeah.
So he's at your mercy. What are you going to do to him?
I can have a blade or two, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cover his mouth and pin his hand to a wall or something with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will use command. Listen, you will tell me the way you signal everything is fine to the other towers, and you will be the one who lives through this night. Or you will lie to me, and in the time it takes for them to reach you, I will take you apart piece by piece.
All right.
They will find me up here with my back to the door. I will be spending every last moment hurting you.
You don't have to roll for that. That's pretty convincing.
Okay.
You climbed up the side. You climbed up the tower and got him. He took watch for safety. He's not a hardline, a grizzled veteran. So yeah, he'll be able to tell you to signal everything's fine.
All right. Once he does, I knock him out and start racing down the stairs. Yeah.
Okay. So you're not going to signal fine right now. You're going to wait.
No, I will signal fine right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that takes you a bit. By the time you make the signal, you hear the explosion. You look down, you can see the carriage has exploded.
I do the fine signal again, like urgent.
Oh, okay. It's
All right. That's the only signal you know.
Okay, here. Everything's okay. Okay.
That's the only signal you know. So like the signal, like these are like lights, like distant ships signaling each other. So you get they have another chink, 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 and you're like, I have no idea what that is because you already knocked out the dude.
I respond with, "It's fine. Everything's fine."
All right. So you responded, "It's fine" 3 times in a row. They are probably. It's probably fine.
They're fine.
It's fine. Let's see. Vimes, you were first in, and by your count, there's at least one guy left. The CEO's assistant, the aide de camp. So who is going to be somewhere in there? So, what do you want to hunt for that guy, or?
Yep.
All right.
Fortunately, that's a thing. I got 2 whole dice in.
Mm-hmm.
Partial.
All right. He is. You hear. You're not. You can't pinpoint the exact thing, so you can't like. The interior is all like wooden, so you could shoot pistols through it and stuff like that. But you don't know exactly where he is to be able to do that. But you do know he's running upstairs.
Cool. All right. Well, I will also run upstairs. I guess we're just going to have to do this way.
Okay. So Salvage, well, actually, Audra and then Salvage, finally, you get in as well. You can, you both know, there's one person left. Looks like Vimes is already hunting him down. You could start with the shit to, like, activate the soul engine. Or you could help him.
Let's do it. We're the right people for that job.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this is what I'm here for. So,
all right. So, yeah, that is.
I'll also hunt whoever's left from the top down.
All right. Yeah, give me a hunt check.
Howling like Roy Batty up top.
So Flake, you can give me a hunt check as well.
Oh, I'm not very good at hunting, but I'll try it. You got to spend a stress to push yourself to roll something you don't have, right?
No,
you just.
Well, if you want to roll 1 die and not take, otherwise.
I will spend a stress to push myself for that.
Okay.
But pushing yourself is 2.
See,
okay.
a hunt would
well,
be
I got
like,
a partial.
Okay, with a partial, you know he's coming up, and you could either meet him at some point, but he'll see you coming, or you could wait an ambush. But you won't be in melee range. He won't. There's the only place for you to hide is like far away enough from the stairs that he would be able to see you and get a shot off at you before you could cross the distance.
Well, I got another point of armor, and I got reflexes. I'm just going to rush right at him.
Okay. Let's see. So
he won't see Vimes coming then.
Yeah.
Give him something to worry about.
Yeah.
I have the high ground, Anakin.
you see him coming. And yeah, he is going to shoot at you. So
yeah, I'm just Jason walking at him.
Okay, if it's Jason walking, he sees you and actually starts running down the stairs. So Vimes, you hear him changing course. You can meet him halfway, or you could set up an ambush shot.
Yeah, I mean, like, is there a landing I can duck onto? Like,
yeah.
Okay. In that case, yeah, and what I'm actually gonna do, oh man, I still have that scatter gun.
Yeah, it's not like we haven't gone loud. Just boom his ass as he turns a corner.
There you
That
go.
explosion could have been anything.
Yeah.
Look at everything behind us.
That's definitely skirmish, but yeah, you can just.
Oh God,
it's controlled.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do that. It seems like a thing. I'll give myself an extra one because skirmish ain't my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's real bad.
Scattergun kicks a lot more than you were expecting. You spray a lot of pellets into the ceiling, and he runs by you. Yeah, Flake, you can either run to try and catch up to him, or it's Ultras and
I'm
Salvage.
gonna run, just all out guerrilla sprint at him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, give me skirmish to see if you can charge him. All right.
There's a reason I don't get in stand-up fights.
Yeah.
Or even cold-blooded murders that you had an opportunity to.
So you managed to tackle him, and you both bounce down the stairs. He will get a shot off into your chest. Go ahead and spend another armor.
Fine with that.
And yeah, he's at your mercy.
Yeah, I kill him.
All right.
Just
you basically kill him at the bottom of the stairs, right where Audra and Salvage are working. So you just see Flake bounce, dum 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 dum, bam, neck snap.
Nice.
How are you doing that deal with that, Salvage?
He seems. Oh God. Okay. It's like this first, then resetting neck bones. Just trying to distract myself.
So,
hey, how are things down here?
They're great. Everything's taken care of. We're ready to go.
Cool. Did you use the magic darts you like to use so well, Salvage?
They're not really magic, other than just chemical reactions. What?
The men, they are sleepy with the magic darts?
They're very
yes.
sleepy.
Oh, yes. Let me borrow hammer.
Why do you need to borrow a hammer?
I'll go finish for you. Drag them inside.
They're already out.
Don't worry. I'll just take a hammer. I got this. You do your thing. You're good.
No, that's...
Yep.
That's
just take it off my hammer. Go outside.
He's got a point. We want to be as untraceable as possible to the Leviathan hunters.
Oh my God. Okay. Just...
Yeah, I'm definitely murdering them.
Just activating. All right.
Yeah.
Just activating. All right. Let's go.
Okay, so this is more open-ended, like how, like you can feel now the soul engine inside the building. It's you're activating its dormant energies. It is the engine is actually purring like a kitten. It is eager to start up work again after such a long and restful sleep. You could just even by tenuously connecting to it you could feel the tremendous power surging through it, or beginning to surge through it. So you can almost feel it as though it is a new limb or series of limbs in your body. It is a bit, I don't know, how do you feel like that? How does that make you feel, Audra?
I'm fine with it at this point, honestly.
Salvage, what about you?
Amazed, but also a little bit frightened because this is senses beyond what I'm normally used to, and with my very low amount of attune. Yeah.
What do you want it? Yeah, it's a bit it's a rush for sure, and you can't. It's not like a thought, but like you get this sensation of like, what should I build? What should be built? And like plans and schematics of things start flooding your mind. Of bridges and buildings and war machines and
I want to build things, Mary.
Yeah. So how like it's not really a dice rolling. It's like how are you? It basically built the tower around itself, and just went to sleep. Is how they hit it. You could tell it to reverse the process, which would deconstruct the tower, or you could tell it to modify the tower to and then build on accessory limbs or a means of locomotion.
Let's make a walker to go through the channel. So,
we have a barge.
We have a whole barge. You just got to get it downstairs, man.
Yeah. So
well, you got to get it. You got to walk it from the town square or from the Crow's Foot Square to the channel. So
tell it to buckyball. Tell it to break itself into pieces and reassemble on the barge.
It cannot do that.
Yeah. So, but in turn, though, we could make a giant roller ball and just roll it through the square.
You can make that dumbass fucking robot from Interstellar.
Nah.
just a rectangular flat surface.
All right. It has to remain. Its size and shape is fixed. It cannot change itself. It can add on to itself, but its core cannot change.
But yeah, basically make us the stationary core to a roller ball, a rolling platform that will just go through the street down to the barge.
Okay, you can see it, the proposed design in your mind. In seconds, it comes up with a schematic that you can both visualize. And basically, it proposes taking all the stone and material of the crow's nest and turning that into a giant stone and wood sphere that it then rolls with. Propelling itself through an ingenious engine that it maneuvers itself. So it's basically like a giant hamster ball that it'll be inside of.
I'm no expert, but I think if we make the tower disappear, they'll be onto us.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What would it take to get some fucking tank treads and maybe, just maybe, just blue skying here, invisibility fabric?
It cannot visualize how to build an invisibility. Well,
all right.
Yeah.
It was worth a shot.
It does not know how to do that. If you could think of how to make like a Predator style refracting cloak, that'd be a hell of a thing, but it cannot do that.
Hey man, just tank treads and Fast and Furious it out of that fucking tower.
Man, mobile unit, that shit.
Yeah.
There's actually Salvage, it starts suddenly you have a profound insight. And to your horror, you realize it's been reading your mind for information. And suddenly it knows about the harness, and how it works. And it proposes, it could simply, copy the mechanism of the harness or rewire the harness so that it can work on the soul engine. And then it can, hoover up some of the dirt and, stones, in the square to build tank treads. So that would definitely require an attune check. That would be risky, or a tinker check, either one. And the risk is that you could permanently damage the harness because it is, you're basically overclocking the shit out of it.
We will be gods. It's worth losing a harness.
Oh, this is one of my babies, though.
Another harness.
Well, I have the design specs technically, so yeah.
Build more harness.
A soul engine.
We'll retrofit it. So, Audra, how much stress do you have left?
I can assist you.
Okay, yeah. So that'll at least do 4 because I'm at the. I wouldn't be able to do the reverse of it. So yeah,
I can give you. There's a devil's bargain too.
What do you want?
Soul Engine gets more user access into you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, yes, go. Yeah, let's just do it. So
no, doesn't even consider it. As long as it's a seed AI, it can do whatever it wants. It can just Aaron lays back and just says, "Take me."
It's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine meme of like, I just met this seed AI, but if anything happens to it, I'll kill everyone in this room and then myself.
Yeah.
And Caleb, I honestly was kind of
lay
hoping
back like a Southern belle, like,
oh no,
please, no, Mr. Seed AI, don't into my mind.
Oh no, you're being gross. No, honestly, I was gonna hope for the reaction, but in game, I'm going like, oh, I can't think of another way to do this where this fails as much. So maybe it's knowledge right now. So it's a reluctant aspect to it. So yeah, I will go ahead and take that for the storyline just to see where we go with this.
Okay.
So all right. So Audra's going to help me. So there'll be 4d6 total, and the Devil's Bargain doesn't give any additional dice, right?
Devil's Bargain's instead of my assist.
Well, no, it's instead of his pushing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Like your assist, one person can assist, and you can either push yourself or do a Devil's Bargain.
Okay.
So you do that instead of burning 2 stress, Aaron.
Oh, so that would get 5 dice instead. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
You get it's plus 2d6, one from Birk and one from the Devil's Bargain.
Okay, cool. So all right then, I will do
plus
that.
So you have 3 in Tinker.
Yeah, so they give me 5 total to roll.
Yep, and this is still risky.
All right, let's do it. Success.
Yeah. Yeah, all of you can feel the amount of energy being channeled. And Salvage and Audra, anybody with a Tinker or a Tune, realizes that this Soul Engine is not only using more energy, but it's using it like exponentially more efficiently than you use ectoplasmic energy. So it's able to get an even greater effect than you thought would be possible. For you to try and phase out an object this large just normally, you would need like 100 gallons of ectoplasm. So like enough to fuel a ship, and it's doing it with just a few vials worth. And it phases itself through the now it was vertical, so it's train engine size, and it was vertically up, but it phases through, and you can see it built cables from some of the innards of the tower to gently lower itself to the ground, and sort of push itself out, and then the cables seamlessly are reshaped into tank treads that lift it up off the ground, and it starts going through the street to the place you told it to go. So yeah, there's a train engine sized thing moving through the streets of Crowsfoot.
It's working.
Yep. So how fast do you want it to go?
How fast can it go?
Your proposal is to get it on the barge. It gives you a maximum velocity that it could do that and safely put itself on the barge without compromising the integrity of the barge.
Then that's how fast.
Yeah.
All right.
If it can't be touched, then that's at least the bonus of this. So
the phasing thing only was to get it through the building.
Okay.
So Crow, it is very solid now. So it starts trucking. Are you all going to hop onto the Soul Engine?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. Hell yes.
All right. You could just feel like murmurs. It's almost like hearing 1,000 whispers as soon as you physically touch it. For all of you, as you realize, well, there's a lot of souls in this engine. So many souls. And Audra, you realize everyone you just killed has their soul has just been sucked into the engine.
Although we pre-fed it.
Yeah, basically.
No, see,
It's like a fucking Carmen Sandiego heist. Like, how are they going to figure out what the hell just happened? Like, I don't know how. Did they put the wall back after removing it? Like, just a real locked room mystery thing.
Carmen Sandiego has taken the Soul Engine to Nigeria. We gotta find him.
So you're booking through the streets. There's it just smashes through a cart. Well, it doesn't smash so much as it deconstructs it.
It smashes through an orange stand.
Oh yeah, an orange stand.
Oh man, I do not want to eat a Duskvolian orange. It cannot taste good. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, for you, they taste. You don't know any better. It's fine.
Oh yeah, Flake loves a good Duskvolian orange, but
extreme part is the thing.
Yeah. So
Duskvol cabbages still taste like cabbages.
You do see onlookers gawking in awe and confusion as they see this thing, like a runaway locomotive just barreling through the streets. You are all, they can't really get a good look at you. You're all wearing blue coat uniforms anyway. I'm
not.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're just covered in blood though.
I'm just covered in blood.
Yeah. So yeah, you get the it stops right at the channel and builds itself a crane to put itself on there, and deconstructs the crane after it's finished, and the pilot is just staring,
it's looking the other way as he was instructed.
No, he's pretty shy. He's like, what? Until one of you yells at him to get going, and the rest of you put tarps over it. Fortunately, nobody's at this particular section of the docks or of the channel, so nobody sees the barge go away. But yeah, there were some witnesses to the Soul Engine leaving the station, as it were.
Can we deconstruct them?
No, you'd have to stop and get them. Like I said, they're onlookers at the building. I mean, if you want to shoot them as you go by, I guess you could make skirmish checks to just no witnesses and shoot some civilians. But yeah. Well, I mean, if somebody wants to make a 1 point flashback, they could take some action to clear the area of witnesses.
How much does a flashback take?
This one will cost 1.
Savage dogs converge on that area of town.
All right, that's a command check.
Nobody wants to be outside looking at shit with all these goddamn savage dogs.
All right, so that's a command check to get your dogs to attack that part of town on time.
Okay.
And I was
Partial.
Okay. With a partial.
Oh, sorry, I put it in the wrong chat.
Yeah, no worries. So with partial, you they clear there'll be indirect evidence. They'll say we heard something moving about. There's a tremendous amount of noise. I mean, the Soul Engine is not quiet.
Well, yeah, I don't expect them to I just don't want them to be able to do a police sketch of anything of that giant golden nightmare locomotive what rushed down the street at 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I just don't want them to be able to read off the license plate of it or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely push the people back, and so there'll be indirect. Of course, that's assuming there's still the riot and the gang war going on, so it's going to be hard for them to conduct their investigation. And the crow's nest is still standing, it's structurally compromised now because a lot of the mass inside of it is gone. But it's still standing for the time being. There's just a lot of dead bluecoats and a blown up carriage in the hull. Yeah.
So it's Tuesday for us.
Yeah. Actually, one guy that you did leave the lookout alive. So
well, I'm not a liar.
Yeah.
I'm sure that won't come back to bite us. We'll be fine.
He'll give a partial description to you, so you will get. I'll say that given the intensity, I'm going to give you 3 heat for that. So but you already secured a warehouse. I'll let you choose. It can be. It's in one of the poorer districts, which is saying a lot. But it's not in the prison camp, so it could be in Char Hollow, which is south of Crowsfoot, Coleridge, or Night Market. Coleridge so Night Market is in the bottom right of Duskvol, and it's a slightly. And there's that's where the trains from the other cities come in. So there's large warehouses there. Coleridge is the poor factory one, and Char Hollow is also a poor sort of factory. That's where they work. Yeah. So which of those 3 districts do you want to stash the Soul Engine?
I mean, my general thought would be Night Market, just because it gives us the highest potential of being away from the coast. Mm-hmm. Where the Leviathan hunters are strongest, and they're all about equidistant from the Ghostlands or whatever they're called.
Yeah, well, the Night Market does border the Ghostlands, so it's as close to the Nightlands as you can, or Ghostlands as you can. So
I guess given that, I would vote Coleridge then.
All right, Night Soul Engine is in Coleridge. Yep. So forever.
So we had previously established that wherever there were ways through our secret tunnels from somewhere to the warehouse, wherever we're going to be storing this. So in the interest of things, let's actually have the barge put us off just a tiny ways away. I'm talking quarter mile or less. But let's not roll right up to our secret tunnels, since obviously the Soul Engine can handle that part.
Okay, well that's well, if you want to move, if you don't want the barge to offload it directly into the warehouse, that's how I thought you were going to do it.
No, we talked about secret tunnels previously.
Okay. Okay, in that case, you can do that. You can basically put it on a tunnel access. Accessible from the dock, and then use the Soul Engine to modify the tunnels so it could fit through, because it can just rebuild the tunnels. So someone needs to give me another tinker check to supervise the Soul Engine as it renovates.
Yeah,
the
make
tunnels.
It bury itself. Yeah.
Okay.
And critically, we're going to give the barge captain a few minutes to float away before we start into that. I'm just trying to position him as more as a cutout.
Mm-hmm.
Critical success. Apparently, letting it link to my mind directly gave me access to a source code. So, yeah I'm good.
Yeah, I guess I'll tell the barge captain if he talks, I'll feed him to it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good threat. Very convincing. He is not interested in finding out about that. So he is, you don't know what he's going to do, but he is certainly scared of you. You manage to renovate. It rebuilds the tunnels as it goes through and then rebuilds them back the way they are. So they look exactly the same, including like bits of mold and slime and like dead fish carcasses by the tunnel mouth are like rebuilt. Like it's eerie to watch as it just pushes itself through the tunnels. It's like a bubble of larger tunnel just gliding through the tunnels. So the soul engine tells you, Salvage, the Leviathan Hunter plan is actually very efficient.
But it hurts. It will hurt many people. And it only benefits them.
Yeah, well, all machines are meant to benefit those who build or use them. But it will put more at work. It will create greater efficiency. And also secure a fuel source.
But our economy.
Yeah. But there has to be a better way to... there has to be a better way than this. So then, because ultimately, even though we can do this, it creates despair. More despair.
Despair is a unquantifiable characteristic that is not relevant to creating work.
But it's also one that that's like immediately, if you're going to quantify that, it immediately affects work. So if you despair, then eventually you encounter diminishing returns on those.
Yes, parts do wear out. Attrition and entropy do exist. They can be replaced with new parts.
But it doesn't solve the underlying process, and eventually you succumb to the law of diminishing returns.
Diminishing returns for one generation part, but eventually parts will adapt and be better tooled for their usage.
Well,
you are living proof of that.
So, well,
humans used to live in a world where there was sunlight. Now there is not. You have adapted.
But what if we could bring that back? Because that could bring...
that would be an alternative fuel source.
One that potentially would be just as inexhaustible as the one that's like brought on by the Leviathan Hunters plan.
Yes, that is potentially that is an avenue worth pursuing.
I think we're going to pursue that instead. So
that is admirable. As a part, you should work for the greater engine, even though you will be inevitably destroyed by that.
That is true. But in turn, I would like to leave the leave a better future for the parts to come. One where can
salvage your eyes, roll back in head. We go do cocaine now. We do good. We go do cocaine.
Audra,
1-0-0-1-0-0-1. Yeah, cocaine. Salvage, come. Cocaine time.
Salvage, you realize if you do something that the soul engine doesn't like, it has the potential to rebel against you, at least. So if it doesn't like something, it can at least hurt you.
Okay. So, well, this is why I'm going to have conversations with it and not force things. So,
but it just hurts Salvage.
Well, right now, it might be able to take independent action using Salvage as a way to exploit, to circumvent its control mechanisms.
So you're saying when it goes for takeover mode, we just have to kill Salvage?
That would be a good way.
That's what I'm double checking.
I'm glad we all know that now.
Well, actually, you don't. Only Salvage knows that right now.
Yeah.
So Salvage, you could tell them to kill me if it ever looks like the soul engine's taking over, or you could just keep that secret.
I really need to think about this for a while.
Okay. All right. You have been compromised by the soul engine.
Absolutely. So.
Yeah. All right. Let me just make a note of that.
Man, just see their eyes like sirens on the rocks, and Aaron just buries the throttle, just speedboating straight towards those rocks. Just
Yep.
puts his face on the windshield and goes, just ready for it.
As opposed to any of our other go-to plans that everybody goes to, like Mr. just burst in and it's like plan kill everything.
Yep. It's fine. It worked out for now. So for now, it's fine. Yeah, downtime. I'll roll for entanglements, and you guys can figure out. You can. Let's see here. Oop, 6. All right. Your heat goes down to 6 because of your thing. But that means you. Arrest. All right. Let's see here.
Probably me again.
Actually, no. I'm going to roll equally because there have been so many crimes. So I'll just go in alphabetical order using this. Well, it is you. So Flake. The Bluecoats send a detail to arrest you as you are going out, doing some ghost cocaine. You can pay them off with your coin equal to your wanted level plus 3. So 3. Let's see here. Hand someone else for your...
no, I'll pay him off. It's fine. Right. I'm going to be rich man very soon.
All right.
Enjoy while you last. You want me sign coin?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
So basically, this was about your wanted extortion thing. It wasn't even about your... if they had thought you were behind Crowsfoot, they would not take a bribe. They would just shoot you.
I just dismiss them with coin and tell them to go away.
Okay. So yeah, you can all. I assume you're all going to do at least one downtime activity to relieve stress. So go ahead and roll for that.
Yep.
And then
how does healing work again?
Yeah.
What doing with stress?
Healing like your body.
Oh,
I still have sucker wounds.
I can do a roll on Tinker for Physiker. I have that.
Mm-hmm.
So that will give you slices on the healing clock on your character sheet. When it fills, I believe you downgrade every harm by 1 level.
That's right.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
you took all that stuff to make it easier and quicker for you to heal, right?
Yeah, I only have to fill 3 pie things.
So go ahead and roll.
And I only have 1 level 1, but...
Yeah,
Okay.
so go ahead and roll Tinker.
Gotcha.
And it's a 4-segment clock.
It's 3 for me. I bought Vigorous.
Okay. So I got a partial success on that.
All right, so it's healed 2 segments.
Okay.
So 1 more and you'll heal it. But
all right, those are my 2.
Okay.
I got rid of 4 points of stress and healed some.
Good. All right. Does anybody else have any other downtimes they wanted me to adjudicate? I
had to burn all of my non-stress.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to do another round myself. My roll came up real bad. There's a strong chance I'm going to overindulge here. Yep, overindulge by 1.
All right. Your choices are, again, for overindulging, attracting trouble, brag, you get lost, or you're tapped out, which I've just sort of house ruled is you have to spend a downtime to find a new vice purveyor.
Which I could do by burning a coin, so I'm just going to do that.
Okay.
I am just going through all the furniture vendors in Duskvol at just a horrifying rate.
You're actually at this point commissioning your own furniture to be made from carpenters and, and other artisans, and it's just God. You're the kind of client that gets fired. Everyone gets 1 coin from the side business.
Okay.
And but that's all you did because you got the soul engine, which if you monkey around with it could create infinite wealth for you. With no repercussions.
Yay.
Yep, because
other than inflation.
Yeah. Well, yeah, depending on how you manage it. So
other than inflation.
Yeah. So
because us managing it is no.
Fine.
So I will roll a All right, so the clock on them figuring out you has gone up by 3. So for the Leviathan hunters, but yeah. So and actually, I should roll for I didn't roll for last time, so I'll just roll again because they were also working on last session. So you're at 5 out of 12 on the Leviathan hunters figuring out the fake soul engine. And because you minimize witnesses and everything else, you got heat, but they didn't really get any advances on that. Yeah, now you need to figure out your end game. Skurlock and the Silver Nails are fighting. Things are getting worse. The rest of the city is getting dragged into it as scores are getting settled. Buildings are catching on fire. The Leviathan hunters are very paranoid. They're prepping for the end game as well, because they think they have it. So next time, what you can try and the Forgotten Prisoner can tell you. I would say the prisoner will give you a lead to help you figure out what will happen if she is brought to the seal. There's a way to get more information and perhaps ways to alter the outcome. Or you can figure out what you want to do. Things are coming to a head soon. So, where are you guys thinking? Well, I mean, we can think about that over the week.
I know what Flake's plan is, but
what's Flake's plan? If you already know it.
So I have a demon, right?
Luminos. He's been your henchmen have been kept it in a fire and have been feeding it stuff, and it serves me for a year and a day, right? Mm-hmm.
All right. He gets off on a reduced sentence on 2 conditions. He leaves Duskvol and never comes back. And before he leaves, he makes sure that all of our spirits can give messages if we die. The messages we can give is we died, and we give the information like the location of the soul engine to the competition. So we just become royalty. Everyone has to do everything we say because we will eventually die. But until that day, you want to keep us alive, or else your competition gets the soul engine. So
okay,
we just forge a separate peace and become the kings of Duskvol.
Okay,
that's Flake's. Just sit on it until we die and don't give a shit what happens to the city. That's Flake's idea.
So, mystical, mad, mutually assured destruction. All right, that's interesting. You can work that out. That would take a heist to do, a score to figure out, because you have to make sure that people know about the soul engine, but nobody is in a place to try and get it for themselves. So you have to basically, since you have the soul engine, you can do a lot of crazy shit with it. So, I
assume Aaron wants to build Terminators.
No.
You could find out what this Forgotten Prisoner deal is for the next session as an alternative. Does anybody else know what they want to do? What their proposal is?
All right. Yeah, not yet. I'll have to think about it.
You got a week to figure it out. So, we'll conclude this session like that next week and figure out what happens. But, thanks y'all for listening. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.